But then more kids arrive as the thunder
Exactly.
continues. And I loved it when the boys come and they they are scared, but they're like, oh, we're here to make sure the girls were okay.
Yeah, and he's like, well, that's very kind of you. It's like, it was Kurt's idea. That's who I forgot. God bless Kurt.
God bless Kurt.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
Man, this is the little episode that
Third
could.
time's the charm. The universe conspired against us. Do we want to give any context as to why we say that?
Yes, so the last time Anna and I were in the same spot, we were like, oh, fun. We should record an episode while we're in the same room.
Together.
Yeah.
And
And we were dummies and we're like, our voices won't pick up on each other's mics. And then they did. And while I was trying to edit the episode, it was unusable. There was, well, and it was like echoing. Like I could, like, there was like weird reverb echoing of like the faintest bit of your voice on my audio. And it didn't exactly sync.
because we did it in my echoey living room.
So that didn't work. And then we tried again earlier this week, and Anna's recording equipment
And my
said,
audio
no.
My equipment just shat the bed. It would just it wouldn't pick up what I was putting down, what I was desperately trying to put down.
It wasn't on your level.
But then here we
Here
are. Third time's
Number
the charm.
3.
Welcome back, dear listeners. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast, the podcast where we review and recap movie musicals. We are your chaotic co-hosts. I'm Anna.
I'm Grace.
And this my God. And this episode, please don't edit that one out. I want to keep that one. Please welcome. This episode is
Cursed.
The Sound of Music.
That too.
Cursed. This episode is cursed. This episode we're doing The Sound of Music, and we have to keep going.
Yeah, we cannot stop under any circumstances, or it may never happen.
Also, this movie is almost 3 hours long. We
Jesus.
have to start.
Okay. So we have both obviously seen this movie before, and I have a
It's
deep
a classic.
love and history with this movie, of just it being like my first experience with Julie Andrews. And so it sort of lives in that introduction to her in my joyous memory.
I don't remember the first time I watched this, if I'm being totally honest. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely watched it as a child, but I won't say I have the same deep sentimental attachment to childhood memories of this. My mom and I have a running joke of watching it at Christmas, because it's always on at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. Or rather, it doesn't take place at Christmas time.
It does not take place
in
at
that
Christmas
sense.
time. I will say,
And
like,
so my mom and I have a running joke of like, why is it a Christmas movie? I don't know. It's positive. Nuns vanquish bad Nazis.
yeah, 100%. So, trigger warning. Obviously, in The Sound of Music, a huge part of the plot is the fact of the Nazi invasion of Austria during the late 1930s. So there will be conversations referencing that incursion into Austria, along with other Nazis and Heils and other symbols like that. So all of that symbology will be discussed during this episode. But we should definitely start, because this is gonna be a longer episode.
Yeah. Well, anyway, behold the Alps.
We have like this gorgeous helicopter
straight to
shot.
lakes and mountains.
Yeah, of the Austrian Alps, and man, is it gorgeous! Oh my god.
The wind is whistling.
It is,
And then up comes over a hill this bitch shirking her responsibilities.
I will say the music really does give me chills. Like, the music started swelling, and I like full body just like whoosh,
Full goosebumps.
and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But yes,
The
she
hills,
is.
them hills are alive.
Them hills, they be alive. But yes, we see a shirking nun who is singing on a hillside, and this is Julie Andrews.
Spinning. This is Julie Andrews as Maria.
Playing
She's so
Maria.
good at lip syncing.
She's pretty good at it,
Yes.
considering that they were
Yeah.
in a helicopter and she was alone on a hill.
Yeah. I was thinking about this, and I left this note for myself on my rewatch. How old is she supposed to be? Because to me, she's ageless. To me, she's timeless.
How old the real life person was?
No, in the story.
In the story, I think she's supposed to be early 20s. I think she's supposed to be like 24 to 26 is my guess.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah.
Anyway, them hills are alive. She goes to the hills. She
does.
loves being outside.
Man, only she can make that haircut look good.
Yeah, but then I think the clock tower rings.
Yes.
And she's like, oh shit, I'm late.
She hears the bells.
She doesn't say that.
And she grabs
There are
her
no curse
wimple.
words in The Sound of Music.
Yeah, where would you put the word fuck in Sound of Music?
You get one.
You get one.
You get one.
Okay, so we should think about it as we go through this, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
So she grabs her wimple and runs, and we get the big overture, which continues showing sights of the town that this is based in, which is Salzburg.
Yes, Salzburg in the last golden days of the 30s
Yes.
is what the internet said.
Yes.
We get to the nunnery convent. I don't remember what it is explicitly called. It's an abbey. They say it's an abbey.
Yeah.
Which I did know the difference when we first tried to record this. I don't remember the difference. But it has to do with, like, is there an abbess versus, like, a male priest there kind of thing? Like, it's
There's
who's in
definitely
charge.
an abbess.
But anyway, there's definitely an abbess. We see a bunch of ensemble nuns, very serious, singing in Latin, congregating in the church.
Off
we
to
see Mother
prayers.
Superior, who gets the fancy gloves.
I noticed the gloves. They were very fancy.
The gloves! The bedazzled gloves. And we meet another nun named Sister Bernice, who's like, I can't find Maria. And she goes to talk to the Reverend Mother. And I have a note that, like, the other nuns are just kind of bitchy and dismissive of Maria.
Yeah.
Like, clearly she shirks her responsibilities a lot.
Yeah, so with the abbess, there's two nuns who are kind of like the angel and devil on the shoulders, where it's just like, hey, no, Maria's great. She's really nice and kind and sweet, and she tries really hard. And the other one is like, she's bad at this and should not be here. And so they go and ask other people's opinions, and we get the song, How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria, which is so mean.
It's so, here's the thing. They're all, like, kind of joking, and some of them really adore her. There's one that's like, this
a
this girl
clown.
sucks.
And I was like, oh my god.
A clown. God, what's your problem?
Hey man, what's your deal?
What's this one nun's problem? What's your beef?
That's probably
then
the one
Maria
that later Maria's like, I just kiss the floor when I see her coming. Like, that's probably her.
Maria enters the abbey because she's late. She's running. She's like, maybe I can make it. And then she fully runs past this group of nuns and then has this moment of like, they definitely saw me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It felt a little Looney Tunes where it was just like, run, pause.
Yes.
Look.
Pause.
And then just walk away.
Yeah. That's musical theater.
Hey,
that's physical comedy.
It's a little bit of Looney Tunes.
What I had forgotten, what I liked is that she runs, she pauses, she looks, and then she like looks up to the sky, like to God, like I did my best.
I did my
And
best.
then walks up. It was really funny.
Her physical comedy in this movie is good.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And it's underrated. Or sorry, it's not underrated is the wrong word, but it's often overlooked because there's so much else going positively for this movie.
Yes, 100%. But her
that
physical
I'm just
comedy
like,
is
also
A+.
peak.
Yeah.
Maria gets called into the Reverend Mother's office and she
gets called to see the
ask
principal
for forgiveness. She gets called to see the principal. She's like, I'm here to ask forgiveness. I'm so sorry. I'll do better. And the Reverend Mother's like, when you entered the abbey, you weren't prepared to be here. Like, this is not the right fit for you, and it's not your fault.
Yeah.
But, like, there are better things for you. And the will of God is for her to leave.
Yeah, she's like,
and she tells
let's
her,
give you
like,
some time outside of this space to, like, really let you see the world a little bit.
Yeah, and like we're not kicking you out with nothing to do. Like I've made a plan for you, which is there's a family that lives locally that needs a governess until September.
Yes.
They have 7 children. 7. And the father has had a hard time keeping a governess.
I love this moment because Maria's like, why has he had a hard time keeping governesses? And Mother Abbess is like, the Lord will reveal that. And I'm like, no. Hey, why? Explain
Hey,
yourself.
say why.
Say why.
Because the children are devils.
Ha! So she packs her stuff and leaves the abbey, and we get a bit of a montage travel song of her making her way to the Von Trapps, where she sings the song I Have Confidence. And this is another one in which her physical energy is wild. It is wacky inflatable arm man energy of her just like whipping her arms about, and just she trips at one point. It's very charming but also very unpolished.
Yeah, hot take, this is one of my favorite songs in the movie, and it's always outshone by like a few of my favorite things, The Sound of Music, but I'm like, no, I Have Confidence is great.
It's such a good song.
It makes me think of, it's very similar to Whistle a Happy Tune from King and
I get that.
Like similar energy.
It's just uplifting.
It's uplifting, and it's like a fake it till you make it.
Hell yeah.
kind of a song. But the song ends abruptly as she arrives at these very foreboding gates of the house, like this estate.
Oh,
and she's like, oh.
My God. Okay.
Oh, wait, I did have a note. She's like, in one of her hands, she has her guitar case.
Yes.
And the way she's flinging it around, I'm like, there's
no guitar.
There is no guitar in that case.
I did think about that. It is weightless.
She pauses momentarily at the gates.
Oh, hell.
Because they're very imposing. Then she sticks up her chin and just full
Books
sprints
it
to the door.
She's like, 1, 2, 3, go. If I walk slowly, I might turn back. So I must sprint.
That's me in any kind of like haunted house core maze. Like, I'm going to sprint through
I'm going to speed run this haunted house just to be done with it.
Because
sooner.
if I stop, the scary thoughts will get me.
Yes. Also, I will say her hat is like a half of a basketball. Like,
what's with that hat?
What is with that hat?
It's the leather
stitching
with the wide brim. I was kind of into it, but I was also like, that looks really hot.
Yes.
And also, I've never seen a hat like that.
Exactly.
I'm guessing it's just a style that we don't do anymore.
Maybe, but they also
rings the doorbell.
Like, rag on her clothes, so maybe it's intentionally
That's
bad.
true. Yeah, that's true. The poor didn't want her clothes.
Yeah.
Later. She goes up to the front door. She rings the doorbell. She meets the butler and is just like, here I am! And the butler's like, oh, great.
Okay.
Brings her inside and has her wait in the foyer. And it is just opulent.
Oof.
Similar to Daddy Warbucks's
same energy.
palace.
Yeah.
Like big,
you could dance in those streets. Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs outside streets when the house is so big? You have streets. We have streets at home.
Yes, my van is a boat, my house is a street. I don't know what to tell you.
my van is a boat, my house is a street. You never need to go outside because you can dance in the streets in your foyer.
So she starts poking through different rooms and looks into one, and it is like almost like a Versailles recreation of like gold mirrors along the wall, and it's this huge gorgeous ballroom. So she goes in and she starts pretending to bow at people like she's at a fancy party.
She's got no sense of decorum or restraint.
And
just
snooping.
Snooping.
Who should arrive but boom, the captain, young hot Christopher Plummer.
Oh boy, is he handsome and intimidating.
Handsome. So,
this is our Captain Von Trapp, the father of the children that she will be minding.
Mm-hmm.
He's a naval hero.
Naval officer, yeah. Or like captain or something.
Yeah.
Obviously captain.
But like decorated war veteran.
Yes.
Young and hot.
Young and hot.
Probably in his 40s.
Probably.
50s.
The actor was 35 at this point.
No, shut the fuck up.
He was 35.
Christopher Plummer was 35. He looks older.
Well, people did.
That's true. Well, and that's why.
They also
that's why I
dressed
was
him older,
asking,
like, you
how
know.
They dressed him older. Wow, I didn't know he was only 35 because he looks early 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because at the beginning, I had a moment where I was like, what is the age difference here? Because I know in the real life, it was like quite a big age difference.
Like
but
20
I'm like,
years, I want to say, in real
like,
life.
what are we implying in this movie? Because she's clearly like mid-20s.
Yes. Well,
she's
and
not like 18.
I've seen
but she's
other
mid-20s.
castings of this that really highlight the age difference more than this movie does. But, I mean, listen, he is a naval captain, and he has a 16-year-old daughter as the oldest
It's
kid.
Liesel.
It's
Liesel is the one that I'm
so
like...
even if
Liesel.
he got married super young, and, like, say that they had their first kid when he was, like, 22 or whatever, you know, he would still be...
That's 38. Yeah.
Late 30s, early 40s. My guess is that he's, like, supposed to be, like, 40 to 45 is my guess.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that. It's blowing my mind that he was 35. They really aged him up.
Yes.
Anyway.
So,
he...
he castigates her for, like, poking around and is like, some doors should remain closed, and, like, does, like, a little once around of her and is not pleased and is like, you need to change. You don't look presentable. And then she says, I have no other clothes. And I'm like, wait, hold up, go back. Maria, you have 0 other clothes? What are you gonna do? What was your plan? That you have no other dresses? You showed up with nothing?
Two things. One, I think part of, and I'm so, like, having done no research of this. Yeah. One, I think part of, like, going into an abbey is, like, you give up all of your physical possessions.
100%. I get that. I'm just saying, what are you gonna wear tomorrow?
People had fewer clothes back then.
I guess, but, like, have at least one switch. You gotta have 2 dresses.
We know she has a nightgown.
That's truly it.
Yeah.
Because she makes her clothes
she's
that
handy.
night.
She makes her own clothes.
Yeah. Anyway, I was floored by that concept. I was like, what do you mean? One dress?
Well, and but you were so floored by it, we haven't even gotten to the zinger where he's like, I want you to change your dress.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like, oh, we have to give up all of our stuff whenever we dedicate ourselves to the abbey. And he was like, well, what? And, like, we dedicate or we give all of our clothes to the poor. And he was like, well, what about this dress? And he was like, oh, the poor didn't want this dress. It's a rough dress.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, like, but it's also not great.
It's like patchwork. No, it's not great. It's definitely seen better days. But moving on from this conversation, she learns that she is the 12th governess. Yeah. And the first thing she says is, what's wrong with the children? Which, like, you know what? Fair.
It turns out the captain has been raising his kids since the mother died, which I'm assuming has been, like, 5 years.
Yeah. How old is the youngest?
5.
She's like
Gretel.
4.
Yeah.
4 or 5. Yeah. Gretel's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming that that's around when she passed. But he's been really, really strict and, like, I guess bereft and heartbroken since his wife died, and has, like, fallen into the structure of the military and is applying that to his children. So he, like, blows on his whistle and all of his kids come marching out to greet her in a very like summoned line. And they all introduce themselves. So we have the eldest Liesel, who is 16. We have Friedrich, who is 14. Louisa is 13. Kurt is 11. Brigitte is 9, and then Marta is 8, and then Gretel is 5.
Damn.
So
that's so many kids.
5 to 16 is the range of these 7 kids. Woof. But they each respond to, like, a certain whistle tone, essentially, at which point the captain tries to, like, have her use them and is like, this is the sound that you'll hear when I want to call you. And she's like, fuck no, that's where you put the fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Not in front of the kids.
Not in front of the kids.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm not gonna whistle for your children, and I will not be summoned by whistle.
Absolutely not.
One thing we didn't touch is that, like, the captain goes over, like, the schedule for every day, and, like, the kids don't have playtime in any, like, it's not scheduled. I think she asked, like, when do the children play? He was like, they don't play. And then at one point he's like, were you this much trouble at the abbey? And she's like, much more than this. much more
And then of course
the kids introduce themselves and we get a little bit of their personality.
Hold on, right before he leaves, we get the perfect line that just triggered a lot of people's, like, falling in love with him, which is she blows the whistle and she's like, I don't know what to do when I need to call you, and he just turns around and goes, you may call me captain, and then leaves the room. Woof.
It was an awakening for a lot of us. Oh, young hot Christopher Plummer.
Great. Anyway, yes.
The kids introduce themselves. We get a little bit of their personality. They look like children of the corn to me. Like, they're so uniform and soulless in this scene because it's been beaten out of them.
Yeah. But once they find out that she's never been a governess before, they do try to overwhelm her with a lot of bad advice. And as they surround her, you know, and she's like quite getting overwhelmed, suddenly the housekeeper comes in and sort of whisks her away to take her to her room. And as she's walking up the stairs, Maria feels something in her pocket and pulls out a frog that had been put in her pocket. At which point the housekeeper is like, "You're lucky. With the other housekeeper, it was a snake." So these kids are 100%...
With the other governess.
With the other governess, sorry. It was a snake. And so... Woof.
These kids are feral.
Yeah.
Cut to dinner. Maria is late to dinner. I don't remember why.
I don't think it's ever said.
She goes to sit down, and she really quickly discovers that the kids put a pine cone on her seat, which is uncomfortable.
Yep.
But she immediately knows, like, these motherfuckers. But she doesn't snitch on them.
Great.
And she doesn't castigate them. And instead, she tries to talk during dinner because otherwise, like, no one is saying anything. And she just thanks them very genuinely. And the kids burst into tears.
Yeah, she's
they
like,
haven't been treated with kindness.
For making me feel welcome and warm and how important that is for a new person in the house. Just full love shames them in a way. And like the youngest burst into tears and the dad is like, is this gonna be, are they happening? Okay? And Maria's like, oh no, they're just happy. And then the crying intensifies. It's really funny. But just then the butler comes in with a telegram, which Liesel immediately after the telegram is delivered, and the butler is like, oh, it was delivered by the young lad Rolf. Liesel immediately asks to be excused, which the captain doesn't super notice, but Maria clocks instantly. So she leaves, and the captain announces that he's leaving in the morning for Vienna, and all of the kids are quite disappointed, and that he's always gone and never there. But he says that he will not be staying long. He will be coming back and bringing back with them the Baroness von Schreiger, I want to say her name is? Schroeder, thank you. And then also Uncle Max, who all the kids kind of cheer to hear that he's coming back. So he's obviously like the fun uncle.
Is he actually an uncle?
I
or is he
don't
just like
know
a family
if he's
friend?
Like a family friend and therefore Uncle Max, or if he I don't think he's related, because he keeps talking about how he wants to like keep all the, like, he likes how rich people live, but he's not one of them. So I feel like he's just, as he says, a very charming sponge. Yeah.
Yes.
But we cut to outside in the back of this gorgeous
gazebo.
House. Oh my god, we get a gazebo!
We get a gazebo!
Oh, love to see it. So it's this gorgeous, so the back of this house has all of these gorgeous gardens, and it looks over like a lake or a river or something.
Lake.
And like you see
large body of water.
Yeah, the gorgeous mountains in the background, and then of course there is a gazebo. So Liesel runs outside and meets up with the telegram delivery boy, Rolf. And
man, we haven't had a gazebo in a minute.
It's been a minute.
When was our last gazebo?
The last one I remember is the Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers one, but that was because they fucked in a gazebo,
one.
And I
because
feel
they
like
fucked in a gazebo.
We must have seen one since then, but that one is the most memorable.
That's the one that sticks in my head. I'll think about it.
Yeah,
I'll think about it. But man, we just haven't had a gazebo in a minute.
Truly.
But yes, Rolf is worried about the ongoing Austria-Germany conflict, because remember, this is the late 30s in Austria.
And he also accidentally reveals that a German general is here and starts hinting that some stuff may be happening and that her dad should be careful.
And he's worried about her. Like, he's worried about the conflict, but he's worried specifically about Liesel. And he says, but before this, I don't remember if you said this, because I think I interrupted you to talk about gazebos, but they comment that they wish they could keep meeting without needing telegrams.
Yes.
So clearly this like romancing has been going on under the guise of, oh, I have to deliver a telegram.
Yeah. But he says that he wants to look after her, and we get the song 16 going on 17. And it's basically just about how, you know, she's 16 going on 17. She doesn't know the world yet, but I'm 17.
She's a baby.
She's a baby, but I'm 17 going on 18, so I'll take care of you. It's very adorable. But then we get my favorite dance sequence in the show.
It's such a good dance.
I love
sequence.
this dance. This dance sequence may be my homework. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's lit gorgeously. And basically, they start to dance together, but it starts to rain, so they have to run inside the gazebo. And it's a large enough thing that you could actually have space for a full dance number. But it's all glass, and there's a bunch of benches all around. And we get this such wonderful use of the space. Of jumping over benches and using them to do high kicks off of and twirling around this circular glass space. I love this dance sequence so much. It's so beautiful. But at the very end, they're like deep, heavy breathing after this long dance number, just like looking at each other, and the eyes are contacting, the breaths are breathing, and we get this spinning moment forward and backwards where they almost kiss, and then finally right at the end, he can't take it anymore, and Rolf grabs Liesl, kisses her, and then runs into the rain, and then she yells "wee," which is weird.
It's weird. But I feel like they were like, we need a button. We need some kind of a button. Do something. And we got the iconic "wee."
So good.
The fact, man, nothing says teenagers like kiss and then run away.
And truly flee immediately.
Cut back to inside. Maria is in her bedroom and she's closing the windows because it's storming outside. It's a big thunderstorm. And Frau Schmidt, who I think is the housekeeper, has brought her materials to like make more clothes for herself.
Yes.
And then she asks, like, could I have more fabric to make play clothes for the children? And Frau Schmidt kind of tells Maria a little bit of the lore of why the captain is the way he is, which is like, she says that ever since his wife died, he runs the house like his ships. And like that's like it's not good for the children.
Yes.
She also tells her that the captain is thinking of marrying the Baroness that he referred to at dinner, Baroness Schroeder. And Maria says like, oh, well, it will be wonderful for the children to have a mother, because she doesn't know the Baroness, but Frau Schmidt clearly knows enough about the Baroness. Like, she goes, I don't think so. But she leaves, and Maria kneels at the edge of the bed.
One thing she does say
prayers.
Before she leaves is that the drapes in her room will be replaced tomorrow, that new ones have been ordered. That's it.
Right.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
After that, when she's alone, Maria kneels down on her bed for her evening prayers, and she starts praying aloud, and she hears the window open behind her.
I'm sorry, are we not going to talk about these prayers?
Oh.
Where she can't remember one of the kids' names.
Yeah.
And she's just there, just like
oh,
God
man.
Bless,
what's his name?
Okay, God bless what's his name, and then just moves on with her prayers, which I deeply appreciate. She just met 7 children today. How on earth do you remember all of them?
Yeah, that's a lot. Liesl sneaks in behind her, and Maria catches her, but then includes her in her prayers. It isn't like, Liesl, what are you doing? It's like, and please, I pray for Liesl, knowing that she can trust me, and if there's anything she needs, thank you very much, amen.
And Liesl tries to lie to Maria, but also Maria's not an idiot, and she earns her trust by saying, listen, if you...
Yeah, because Maria clocked that Liesl left the dinner table.
And she asked, she was like, were you out walking in the garden alone? And Liesl's like, no, I wasn't. And so
I was a
boy. And she was like, okay, you know what? Take off your dress, because she's like, her dress is soaked. And it's dirty, because she's just climbed like 2 floors to get up to Maria's room. So she's like, take it off, soak it, and soak it in the tub, and put on this night clothes, and then come back in and we'll have a talk.
We'll have girl talk. She is also like, how did you get in here? And Liesl admits like, oh, this is always the governess's room, and we always used to sneak in here to play tricks on our governesses.
Yes, someone can do it with a whole jar of spiders in their hand. At which point, Liesl goes into the bathroom, and Maria goes over to her bed and just like quickly like throws all the covers back to check underneath.
While Liesl's in the bathroom, we get a big clap of thunder. The door opens, and Gretel, who's the littlest one, comes in, and I think, does she say she's afraid of thunder, or does Maria go, "Are you afraid of thunder?" and she pretends to be brave, but then the thunder cracks
pretends,
again.
She says no, and then, like, it clashes again, and so she, like, runs and gets
She,
a
like,
hug.
runs and, like, just, like, you know when kids would just run full speed at, like, your waist?
Yeah, truly just headbutt your stomach.
But then more kids arrive as the thunder
Exactly.
continues, and I loved it when the boys come, and they, like, they are scared, but they're like, "Oh, we're here to make sure the girls were okay."
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, that's very kind of you." It's like, it was Kurt's idea. That's who I forgot. God bless Kurt.
God bless Kurt.
It's my favorite line, which is why I had to bring up her prayers. It's so funny.
God bless Kurt.
Kurt is involved with my two favorite moments, my two giggles of this. One of which is God bless Kurt.
That's right. God bless Kurt.
And then we'll get the other one later.
Suddenly, all the kids are in Maria's bed. They're
Yes.
all afraid of lightning, and Maria tells them, like, okay, well, whenever something's, like, scary is happening to me, I try to think of, like, what are things I like? What are nice things? What are a few of my favorite things? And we get the song, iconic, A Few of My Favorite Things.
And it's so fun.
And
God,
this
it's
is the
so
song
fun.
that makes this movie associated with Christmas, because it talks about snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes.
Yeah.
I think that is explicitly why this song is played at Christmas
Well,
time.
and, like, mittens and
Presents,
packages.
yeah.
And yeah.
Tied up with string, yeah. It never explicitly says Christmas. It is simply snow and gifts.
Yeah. So they dance around and are all naming their favorite things and, like, kittens and telegrams and all of that fun stuff. And
yeah, they're getting into it and they're bonding.
yeah, and then just then, the captain interrupts.
And ruins everything. He's furious that bedtime has not been observed. All of the kids, the second he walks in, like, fully clamp down and, like, emotional, they, like, get to their line.
Yeah, exactly. And the captain narrows in on Liesel. He was like, "I didn't see you after dinner. Where were you?" And Maria covers for her and is like, "Oh, we were just chatting in my room. It's all fine.
We were getting to know each other."
But it's far too late, and, like, ushers all of the kids out as fast as possible. And the captain basically asks that while he's gone, if she could get some discipline, which she is furious over him and his behavior. And after he leaves, she sings a reprise of Favorite Things, and then sees the drapes and has an idea.
Yeah, because they're gonna get thrown out anyway. Cut to the captain has left. Maria takes the children out on, like, excursions in their new play clothes that are made from the drapes.
Woo! And we just get a really lovely sequence of them going around and loosening up and having fun and sort of, this is like the love story of Maria and the children as well, of like them falling in love with her and her falling in love with them. Yeah.
And it culminates in this gorgeous, picturesque meadow with the Alps in the background for a picnic. And this is where Maria, like, starts to kind of get a little backstory from the kids of, like, why they were so cruel to her when she first arrived. And they say, well, we only played tricks on the governesses in the past to get father's attention.
And she's like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
because
figure
he's
that
not
out.
there and he's so detached.
Exactly.
Like, let's unpack that.
Yeah. So she decides that what they're going to do is to learn a song to sing for the Baroness whenever the Baroness arrives. Because she knows that their dad doesn't like music, she's like, let's change that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing a song as a welcome gift for the Baroness. And the kids say that they don't know how to sing, so she's like, no worries, I'll teach you. And then we get the fun song, Do a Deer, which is her teaching them essentially the singer's scale of notes of an octave.
Yeah, we don't get into the lyrics of the song yet. It's like, day one, let's start with a scale.
Yes. There is a moment where all of the kids are on their knees and they're, like, crawling towards her during the Do a Deer, and I just wrote, this is uh-oh energy.
Uh-oh. That is an inside joke between the two of us that no one else is going to understand. I have a gripe with this song.
Tell me.
Which is, because we're just doing we're doing the do, right by me. And then I don't remember if it's now or if it's later, but I'm sorry. Laziest lyric in the musical is la, a note to follow so. That is
I got nothing.
phoning it in.
I got nothing.
I got absolutely nothing. Like, that is hairspray levels of laziness.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What's the hairspray lyric that I detest? It's the
like a week that's only Mondays.
That's only Mondays. Only ice cream, never Sundays.
Like, no, the one for me is like a circle with no center. I'm like, therefore, not a circle. Circle is defined by the fact that it has a center.
Anyway, I had that. I wrote that note almost 2 years ago, and I still stand by it.
So funny.
La, a note to follow. So lazy. Do better.
Lazy. So we get another like long sequence of this song. This is quite a long song, and it covers a lot of time. We see them in a lot of different outfits all going around, but basically them learning like harmonies and learning like to put notes into different places and how they can write their own songs, essentially, is what she's teaching them, which is very, very cool. But we get...
I had goosebumps at like the end of this montage of just like them all having so much fun and getting to like be kids and just...
For me, it's like whenever they're riding the bikes, and as one
bikes!
person takes a note, they like drive further faster. And then, of course, the final moment of them on the stairs.
I have goosebumps thinking about it.
And then them on the stairs, like using the steps to think about how notes move up and down, which was so great. And then, of course, Julie Andrews hitting that fucking spectacular high note at the end. Like this part, I'm yelling, this part is not like a huge soprano role. Like, it has soprano moments, but it's not like it's pretty like mezzo and it's like soprano. But like this one moment, I was like, oh right, Julie Andrews is a soprano, and she fucking nails those high notes. God damn. Yeah. Anyway, so they learn to
I love musical theater.
I love musical theater.
Okay. Cut to the captain has returned to the villa, house, whatever we're calling it, with the Baroness Schroeder and their friend Uncle Max.
Yeah.
And the three of them are like dining out on the terrace that overlooks the water.
Well, at first they're driving back in the car.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, so driving back in the car, and they see a bunch of kids just like in trees, and they're like, in trees? How charming. And he's like, it must be local urchins. And then there's a look on his face where he's just like he has a little double take internally, and I felt him think, surely not. And so
of his own children.
Of his own children, yeah. Of like him.
I thought you were saying it was like him second guessing, like that was a little harsh.
No. He's like local urchins,
wow.
And then he does a double take, and I felt in my soul him think, surely not.
Surely
Those
not.
Cannot be my children. But they also talk about, in this car ride, they hear a local choir singing in the monastery, and Max is like, I'm looking for a singing group to represent at this music folk festival that's happening in like a couple months, at the end of the summer or something like that. He runs it.
He like runs the Salzburg Folk Festival.
Yes. So anyway, so that's also set up for later.
I just read my next note, which is I think when they are on that terrace.
Yes.
First note, Christopher Plummer can get it.
He can get it. This guy fucks.
2 years ago.
This man has 7 kids. We have proof that this man fucks.
We know this man fucks. Exhibit 1 through 7.
Exhibit 1 through 7.
But the three of them are on the terrace, and the Baroness comments that the captain seems more at home in nature at his like in this place versus like in high society back in Vienna. So he must have gone to Vienna.
Yes.
And she likes it here.
Yeah.
And she comments that his constant leaving of this villa is him running away from his memories here with his dead wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he goes to try and find the kids because they've disappeared, and there's like a little conversation between
He's like,
Max,
they should have been here.
Yeah, between Max and the Baroness, where she's like, I think that I'm here essentially as a test run to see how this goes, and hopefully, as long as everything goes well, we'll be able to solidify our relationship as engaged by the end of this trip.
Yes.
Just then, Rolf rides up in the back with his bicycle and starts throwing stones without looking at his surroundings, unobservant. He's 17. He starts throwing
his frontal
stones
lobe not developed.
at essentially, I'm assuming, Liesel's bedroom window.
It's Liesel's window. Yeah.
And
the captain catches him. Captain's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. But then Rolf sees Max and suddenly throws a heil.
Rolf has a telegram for Max, I think?
I think so. Because he says for Detweiler,
and you're right,
which is Max, yeah.
Max. And Rolf throws a heil. Mm-hmm. And the captain doesn't like that. He's like, not in my house. We are Austrian. Yeah. And the captain is not a fan of what's going on politically.
But Max, very tepidly, but still returns the heil.
Yeah, but Max suggests that, like, hey, like, let's be neutral on this. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen, so the best thing to do is just, like,
make sure it
not
doesn't
bring
happen
attention
to
ourselves.
And the
captain's like,
snaps at
we
him.
can't be neutral. Fuck that. Yeah.
Don't you ever say that in my house again. Like, feels incredibly strongly about this. Good.
Yeah. Just then, by canoe, the children arrive.
Where'd they get a canoe?
Where did they get a canoe?
So he hears singing coming from the water, like, that their estate overlooks.
Ominously.
And it's them singing, like, Doe a Deer and all of that, but, like, cacophonously. And so they're all in their play clothes and coming up, and one of them sees the captain, and they all stand up. Maria also stands up. You're home! And everyone falls out. It's so funny.
Rule number 1, you don't stand up in a canoe.
Anyway, the captain is furious. The Baroness is deeply trying not to laugh. She's like, hold it together.
Mm-hmm. The kids are so happy to see their father, and they run up to him, but then he blows his whistle, and they fall right back into the line.
Right back into line. He tells them to run and clean themselves up, and so they leave, and the Baroness, sensing that there's about to be, like, an epic argument, is like, I'm gonna go see what Max is doing, and then just leaves. I appreciate the Baroness so much. She's doing her job.
She's got tact.
Is she the waiter of this? Is she just doing her job?
Honestly, I can see that.
She's inconvenienced by musical theater.
By musical theater. Yeah. She's definitely inconvenienced by the love story of this. She's 100%. Like, I'm the main character, and then halfway through she's like, I am not the main character.
I'm not the main character. God damn it!
Maria tries to sneak past the captain, but the captain orders her to stay, and we get one of my favorite lines, which is the captain goes, have my children been climbing trees today? And she goes, yeah, they've been having a great time.
And they have a big argument where Maria essentially castigates him for not involving himself in his children's life, where it's like, Liesel's growing up, you won't know her soon, like, Friedrich just wants you to, like, think that he's a man and show him how to behave, and the little ones just want to be loved, and I don't know about this one, but, like, she's quiet and someone needs to look after her, like, they just want you to love them and show that you love them, and he's like, I don't want to hear this, you need to stop speaking,
you don't tell me how to take care of my children.
You don't tell me how to take care of my children, and he eventually is like, you are fired, get out of this, go and pack your things. And just then very faintly from the house, we hear a choral arrangement of The Hills Are Alive. And he's like shocked by the sound of music in his house, which has been absent since the death of his wife. And so he goes rushing in and sees his kids singing for the Baroness this song that they practice with Maria, and is so overwhelmed with love and memories that he joins in with them and finishes singing this song together. And all of the kids hug him, and, like, for the first time it feels like he touches them with affection. And just as this is happening, Maria walks by the doorway, and the captain runs out and is like, hey, I want to apologize, and also please stay. I didn't realize
you brought music back into
how
house.
Bad this was until I heard the music again. So please stay. And she's thrilled. And then we cut to a song that doesn't matter.
So I want to correct. We'll get to that in 1 second. I have a little bit of a nitpicky question from my notes, which is, so the kids are like, we've established that the song "The Hills Are Alive" is something that like occurs in true musical theater in the beginning.
Yes.
Maria has taught the children that song, and they are performing it outside the lens of musical theater, almost like a choir.
Yeah.
So when the captain sings along,
yes,
is this a known song in this universe? Or is this like a magical musical theater moment?
It feels like a magical musical theater moment simply because of that opening song at the beginning.
Yeah, but I had that moment where I was like, wait.
Yeah.
How does he also know this song?
How do you know these lyrics? Were you guys practicing without me? Was there
a rehearsal I wasn't there for? Okay. The children cut to the evening or the next day or whatever.
And now a puppet show.
The children and Maria put on a marionette show for the kids. This is a song that is often cut from stage productions.
Because it would be too much money.
Because it would be too much money, and also, like, it doesn't move the plot forward.
It doesn't help at all.
They perform The Lonely Goat Herd, which is a very silly song, and we don't need to spend time on it.
Nope. But at the end, everyone applauds, and they're like, oh, can we keep the puppet thing? And Max is like, of course, I charged it back to your dad, so of course you can keep it. And there's one moment where the Baroness turns to Maria and is like, is there anything you can't do? And Maria says, I don't think I'll make a very good nun. And she says, well, if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. And then walks out of the room. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Ooh, yeah.
What do you mean?
She's still a little bit of an evil stepmother at this point.
Well, like, yeah, she's a society woman. So underhanded, backhanded compliments are 100% a part of her life. And it feels like she's a master of the game with someone who didn't know that a game existed.
That they were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that they were playing, but that it was like, what do you mean? Like, the guilelessness. She's a woman
in the 30s.
Yeah.
Who is, like, has enough money to, like,
who is a
make
widow.
herself known in these societies, but, like, who's a widow. And, like, but this is a world where, like, you need a husband.
Yes. So she's been a widow. She has her dead husband's money. And she's been running a society salon in the 30s in Vienna. So she is.
But she's essentially like, she's locked in on the captain. She's like, I'm making this happen.
This is going to happen.
And I see you as a threat.
Yes.
Max makes an announcement that he has found a new entry for the Salzburg choir. And surprise, it's the kids.
And the captain's like,
this is our fuck no.
That's it.
No, because again, it's in front of the. No, because we can't, because it's in front of the children.
Yeah, damn it. The captain is not having this at all. And eventually, though, Maria and the kids kind of whisper together.
Dude, does he say why?
He says his children don't sing in public. Hands down, period. That's always, like, what he repeats.
But, like, why? I want to dig a little deeper into that of, like, is he afraid, like, he knows, like, politically he doesn't want to draw attention to the family?
I don't think it's about that. I think it's
like a status,
it's a status
upper class thing? Okay.
Because performers at that time were of a different societal class than the quote-unquote military or aristocracy. So I think it has more to do with class than it does with fear or drawing attention or anything like that.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah. But Maria and the kids ask the captain if he would sing a song for them, and she gives him her guitar, and Liesl is like, I still remember when you would sing whenever Mother was alive, which, you know, she must have been like 10 or 11 when her mother passed.
Yeah.
And so he agrees and starts to, like, play the beginning tunes, and then the Baroness says one of the funniest things, and she turns to Max, just like, why didn't you tell me? And he's like, what? She's like, I would have brought my harmonica.
I did not remember that. That's fucking funny.
Anyway, so he starts to sing one of my favorite songs in the show, which is Edelweiss.
Edelweiss. Yeah. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It's such a lovely song.
And it's supposed to be an Austrian folk song, like basically a love letter to your country. Now, this is not a classical song. This was written for this show, but it is presented. It is not a historical folk song, but
it's presented like it is.
It's presented like it is. And I think it has a little bit become such, but not in like...
Yeah.
It was not, originally. Anyway,
no.
During this song, Maria has big heart eyes at the captain, and the Baroness clocks it.
And also, Max and Schroeder see the captain make eyes at Maria.
Yeah.
It is not one-sided.
Mutual eye contact.
Now, prolonged eye contact.
Yeah.
Now, question. Was this Christopher Plummer's voice?
No.
Or was he dubbed?
He was dubbed.
He was dubbed. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, that's our big plot development of this song, is that there are heart eyes
being thrown around. So the Baroness at that point was like, I think that it's like, you've met all of my friends in Vienna. I think it's high time that you introduce me to all of your friends here in Salzburg. You have to throw me a big party. And all of the kids are like, oh my god, a party! And so they all leave to go to bed, and little Gretel, like, as she's running backwards, is like, it'll be my first party, father! And it's adorable. And we instant cut to a huge party, all of these people coming in gorgeous gowns, everyone dressed to the nines. It's spectacular.
And it's all adults. The Austrian flag is hanging in the foyer, which will be important later. Yes. But the children, because there's no like other kids there, the children are kind of relegated to watching from the courtyard.
Yes.
Like it's like being a kid at an adult's party with no other kids. It's lame.
Yeah.
But it's still like glamorous and interesting, but like there's not a lot for them to do. So
yes, but one of the guests, before that, one of the guests makes a comment about hanging the Austrian flag when he knows the political situation of Germany encroaching on Austria and how it is a bad idea. This man is the bad man. He is the bad, evil Nazi man. But he's in town, and it would be noticed if he was not invited, as he is a part of the same social like standing, and so he's still invited to this party, but he starts making comments about how bad it is to have the Austrian flag hanging. Yeah, like how like, oh, it's not right with everything that's going on, like don't you know this can't be stopped kind of energy. Yeah, outside in the courtyard, Kurt asks Maria to teach him a dance called the Lander, which they do, and they have a really nice moment together of just the other kids are there, but then they like come to the culmination of their dance, and the captain is there, and he steps in and he dances with Maria. Whoo! Woof. This dance scene is so hot. It's as hot as a polka can be. This is the hottest polka that exists. This is the hottest polka. And a really sexy polka. There's just, basically, it's like kind of the first time. Just a jazz accordion in the corner. Saxophone from the bushes. This is the first time, I think, that the captain and Maria actually make contact, hold hands during, like physical contact. It's like a hand flex moment. Literally. But they do this dance, and there's a moment where they're close and spinning around each other and maintaining eye contact, and they both kind of break away in this moment, and Maria's blushing and is like, I've forgotten the steps. And and it's her close-up, and that camera is Vaseline. I know this. She is so glossy. She is glossy and glistening, and then his close-up is not. Nope. Which I was like, there's no other Vaseline in the entire movie. It's the only shot. It's just her, and I'm like, give it to both of them. They both have heart eyes for each other. Yes. Justice for Vaseline. Girls deserve Vaseline too. Boys deserve Vaseline too. Well, I was saying if it's from his perspective and he has like the Vaseline view on her, she also has that view of him, and therefore he should be. Yes. Yeah. That's interesting that you were taking it from like their perspectives. Where I was thinking, I'm like, she's Vaseline and he's not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they have this intimate moment of like, you know, it's that classic thing where like the dance ends, but they're still very close to each other, and there's eye contact, and they don't know what to do, and then the Baroness comes in. Dun dun dun. She comes in and she makes the snidest comment of, "What a lovely couple you make." Oh God, she's so saucy. Honestly,
What a fun role to play.
I would love to play her or Max. Both of those roles are dream roles for me.
Okay, hear me out. 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 We put on a production of The Sound of Music
in which we are none of the main characters.
And you play Max. Yeah. All right.
100%.
We put on a staged reading at a time when we are in the same city. We cast all our friends in the main roles.
Yeah.
And we just get to be the Baroness.
The Statler and Waldorf in the corner.
Phenomenal. What's your question?
What's your question? Anyway,
Maria gets so flustered
that she like hustles the kids away. She's like, it's the kids' bedtime and we prepared something. So she hustles them away, and the Baroness sort of leads the captain back into the ballroom, but he's obviously quite distracted. Just then Maria comes from the other direction. Don't know how she got there. She ran like into the bushes, and I was just like, did you just do a loop?
She definitely did a loop.
So she comes in from the other way, and she was like, the children of the captain would like to say goodnight, and everyone is ushered into the entranceway. And then we get the stupidest thing in the world, which if I was at this party, I would go to the bathroom.
I would be so pissed.
Now's the time for me to refill my drink.
Yeah.
So
take a smoke break outside.
Take a smoke break. Where are the canapes? So all of the kids start singing the song So Long, Farewell, which is basically just them saying goodnight, one at a time, very long. I truly can't imagine a party where this happens. Anyway, that's all that happens, is that the kids go upstairs and say goodnight, and at the very end, all of the adults also sing back goodbye.
Goodbye. It's so weird.
Which is how we end every episode.
Goodbye. You know what this song reminds me of? And the goodbye part kills me. But you know what this moment reminds me of is, like, I don't have kids, but when people are like putting their kids to sleep and the kids are like, I need one more glass of water, I need one more bedtime story. It's like the prolonging of bedtime.
Yes, 100%.
Anyway, now that the kids are upstairs, Max is like, Maria, you should join the party.
Yes, because he wants Maria to convince the captain to let the kids sing at the festival. So he's trying to pull her onto his side, essentially. And Maria's like, I'm not dressed appropriately, and the Baroness is like, well, I'll help you. And so they both go upstairs. There's another moment where, oh god, this fucking line, I'm gonna see if I can remember it. I don't know if I wrote it down, but this is where the Nazi that commented on the flag, has an interaction with the captain, and it's incredibly tense. And I think at the end of it, what the captain says is, you know, if the army was a band, I'm sure, Herr Zeller, you would be in the entire trumpet section. And the Herr Zeller is just like, thank you. And he was like, oh, how clumsy of me. I meant to insult you. And then walks away. And I was like, God damn! How clumsy of me.
I'm so glad.
I meant to accuse you. That was what it was. I meant to accuse you.
I'm so glad you wrote that down, because literally all I wrote was German threats.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, cut up.
Like,
God, that was. I just remembered that line, being like, oh, that's fucking.
It's like two animals just like with their chests just like
circling each other, and no one's willing to like draw claws in this moment because they're in society.
Cut up to Maria's room.
Yeah.
I wrote her as Elsa, but I've been calling her the Baroness this whole time. Follows
her first
Maria
name is Elsa.
Is Elsa.
Yeah.
While Maria is like, oh, I don't even like have anything that's nice to wear, and the Baroness says, well, why don't you wear that blue dress that you were wearing the other day when the captain couldn't take his eyes off of you?
This bitch.
And Maria is understandably very flustered because she has been very sheltered. She's like, what? No, he just has eyes. He wasn't looking at me.
He just has eyes, not eyes for me. But she ends up saying, it's like, what's so nice is that he thinks that he's in love with you. And Maria panics. She's like, I never did anything to do that. That shouldn't be happening. I need to leave now.
I should leave.
Like, instantly. And so she packs all of her shit, and the Baroness leaves with like, I'm sure you'll be a very good nun, which is, again...
she's like, I promise not to tell the captain. This is just between us girls, and for what it's worth, you'll make a very fine nun.
Oh, and then she goes downstairs.
She
sucks in this moment.
Yeah.
She goes downstairs, she grabs a glass of champagne and goes over to Max and is like, we're celebrating. Chink. And then goes and dances with the captain at the end. And as she's dancing, Maria comes down the stairs in her original clothes, that stupid fucking hat, and leaves a little note in the entrance hall, and then takes one last look at the entryway, and then walks out the front door, and intermission.
And it's intermission. So what's interesting with this bit is the party is in full swing, but this house is so big. Maria leaves through she doesn't like sneak out the back door.
No.
She goes through the main entrance point, but because this house is so large, there are no guests there. So she has this moment alone in this grand foyer,
hearing,
like,
reveling,
goodbye.
and partying in the other room. Yeah.
And then she leaves, and it is intermission.
Woo! Bring back intermissions, team. If you're gonna have a 3-hour movie, bring back an intermission. I need to go pee.
Okay. Act 2!
Woo! We start with a very desolate group of children.
It's so funny.
Playing a very lackluster ball game
saddest...
with the Baroness.
She's not good. She's not good with children.
No.
She's not good with kids, and she doesn't have the same, like, joie de vivre of Maria, of, like, enjoying play. Like, if you took the Baroness to, like, the Museum of Play, she would not know what to do.
So confused. She's so out of her depth.
If you took her to a trampoline park, she would not know what to do.
Eventually, the kids kind of take pity on her, and we're like, we're tired. And she's like, okay, no worries. And, like, runs away to go hang out with Max.
Yeah, where she confides in Max that she's going to send them to boarding school as soon as she can.
Yes.
I don't know if she's waiting for the wedding
or
like,
after
waiting for
the marriage. So essentially, because Max is just wedding, like, you know, I get such perverse pleasure thinking of you as a mother of 7. And she's like, there's a thing called boarding school, Max.
Yeah.
But Max tries to cheer up the children, because they're all quite sad because Maria's left, by having them practice singing a song as if they were singing it at the festival. And they start, but it's like, it peters out, and it's like in a minor key. They're very sad.
Yeah. I think Max goes, be cheerful. Like, just at them, and yes, that always helps.
Perfect. The captain comes out, and he hears this, and they ask him about Maria, and he's very cavalier about this response, obviously trying to, like, brush it off like it didn't mean anything, where they're like, she couldn't have left without saying goodbye, and he was like, oh, she left a note, I'm sure I told you, and that she loved her life at the Abbey, and she simply had to return immediately.
She missed it too much. Yeah. And after that, Gretel asks, well, who will our new governess be? And this is where the captain tells the children they're not going to have a governess anymore. They're going to have a mother because he's proposed to Elsa.
Yes, and then we get the funniest thing, which is a line of sad children kissing this woman on the cheek. And it is so...
And then walking away. Yeah.
Awful. It's so awkward.
It's so funny.
The captain,
and it's so bad that the kids are like, yeah.
The captain that was like, we are all going to be very happy. And the or else is just implied. Like... Yeah.
And the kids are so unhappy with this. They're like, we are going to find Maria.
Yeah, so they go into town.
And they walk. Okay, question about, like, the logistics of Salzburg.
Yes.
There was such a long montage of Maria getting to the house.
There was a whole song.
There's a whole song, whereas the kids just walk into town.
Yeah, she had to get on a bus.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how this works. But they end up at the Abbey, and they ask to see Maria, but they are turned away because Maria is not seeing anybody. And
she's in seclusion.
So she is all of the kids are ushered away despite their protestations.
Yeah.
And
they're like, we'll tell her you stop by.
Yeah. The abbess hears the kids like clamoring and goes to ask the woman who turned them away about it. And she was like, they were asking about Maria, and, you know, has she said anything? It's like, no, she's been incredibly quiet and not like herself. And the abbess is like, I think that that we're done. Like, we need to talk to her. Like, we need to hear from her now. And
like, this has gone on
maybe have mishandled this.
enough.
Maybe I should have talked to her sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's called in and is asked about why she left. And eventually Maria reveals, like, I couldn't look at him again. And instantly the abbess is like, hey, clear the room. Just us now. Like, the instant, which I do appreciate that, like, the instant Maria is just like, I can't look at him. She's like, cool, this is just between the two of us from now on. Everyone else, get out. In a much nicer, more abbess way, but...
Yeah, this is now a private conversation.
Yes.
She immediately clocks that Maria was in love with the captain.
Yeah.
And then she tells Maria, very, very kindly, through song, not to run away from her problems.
Yes.
Through the song Climb Every Mountain.
Yes.
Which was my high school choir. Like, that was our graduation song. That's the song, like, that was my year in high school. That was the song that we sang at graduation.
Interesting.
As the choir. So I have very, like, fond memories of that.
The song is too long. It's a whole verse and a chorus too long. Could have been shorter.
In the context of this movie, yes.
Yes.
It by itself, lovely as a
and
choral
gorgeous.
arrangement.
In the effort to keep this movie moving,
this could have
been half of what it was.
Could have been tighter. Yeah, I hear that.
But
I just saw my notes coming up and I know exactly what's about to happen.
Again, okay, so what's coming up is my favorite is my giggle, which is Kurt again.
Yep.
My two giggles.
The kids get home.
Yeah.
Having walked to Salzburg and back, and the captain's like, why are you late for dinner? And they won't tell him.
Yes. And Friedrich, the second oldest, is just like, we went berry picking. And he was like, really? Incredible. What type of berries? And someone's like, blueberries. And he's like, it's not the season for blueberries. And then Friedrich is like, it's been so cold recently that the strawberries turned blue. And Liesel does the biggest eye roll at that moment. It's so funny.
But they double down on this line. They're like, we ate thousands of them.
Yeah.
And I think the captain's like, oh, so you don't need dinner.
You're not hungry.
All right, straight to bed. Yeah.
And he walks away laughing, knowing that they're lying to him, but also knowing that they're getting punished for lying to him, essentially, but like in a roundabout way. And then they... So they are like, I'm starving. And Kurt looks at the ground and says, I wonder what grass tastes like. And I'm like, my boy, it has been 3 hours max since you've last eaten.
Fucking Kurt.
Kurt is so funny.
God bless Kurt.
God bless Kurt. But so they're like, oh, like, I'm really sad. What should we do? Well, Maria told us that we should sing about our favorite things. And then so they start singing
when we're
it.
Sad.
And then one of the girls is like, why don't I feel better? And I'm like, 'cause you're singing it in a minor key, my love. Pop it up. So,
'cause you're flat.
Just then Maria comes back and joins in singing with them, and suddenly it's in a major key again, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, the kids are so happy to see her. They immediately are talking all over each other, and it is revealed, one of the reasons they weren't happy is that their father is marrying the Baroness.
Yeah.
And Maria does not have a good poker face.
No, face drops.
Yeah. And then, suddenly, on the veranda above them, the captain is there.
And he tells the children to go in for dinner. And so they all cheer and run in, and so they're left alone outside.
Hooray!
And he is like, you left without saying goodbye. Like, it's obvious that it's something that he's been thinking about. Like, the kids brought it up and he brushed it off, but it's obviously, like, in his head. And And he asks how long she's staying, and she says only until a replacement can be found. So she's fully been like, he's getting married, but I'm doing my responsibility, and I'm making sure that these kids are covered until someone else
I
can
have
be
a
brought
contract.
in. I have a contract. I panicked. I apologize. So that night, Maria is in
later that evening,
blue dress and is walking the grounds, and up on a balcony, like Juliet, is our captain.
Just watching her.
Yeah.
And the Baroness finds him, immediately clocks what's happening, but tries to change the subject of like, oh, I've been thinking of like what to get you for a honeymoon gift, and just like trying to engage him in conversation, and he's just like, yeah, you're not subtle, sir.
No. Well, but honestly, then he turns to her and it's like, it's no use. This can't be us. Like, we aren't working. And she, to her credit, instantly is like, heard, understood. I like, okay. And I'm going to go pack and I'm going to go home where I belong.
Yeah. He tries to break up with her, but she breaks up with him first. And it's amicable.
Yeah. Fully amicable, and they both, and at the very end, she turns to the captain and she says, and I think somewhere out there's a young woman who will never become a nun. And he looks shell-shocked, and she walks away.
Again, sir, you're
not
being
subtle. Exactly.
And then he follows her out into the garden, and they meet by moonlight.
In the gazebo!
In the gazebo, this fucking gazebo. And he asks her why she came back, and she goes, oh, I missed the children. And he goes, just the children? And
he
asks her to...
He stumbles his way through telling her his feelings, and also tells her, well, I'm also not engaged anymore. And was like, you can't
there
be
isn't
engaged
going to be any Baroness
when you're in love with someone else. And then there's just like a, really? Really? And then they kiss, and it's great, and it's in shadow, and it's lit beautifully, and it's in silhouette. Ugh.
And then she sings the song Something Good. This is the most romantic song in this musical.
Yes.
This like tender, intimate scene where she's I made a note where she's like, she's just thwarting his kissing with musical theater.
Yes.
But I love this song because it's like, I don't know what I did, but I must have done something good in order to like deserve this. And it's just quiet and intimate and soft, and I love it. And then we cut to a chapel.
And we cut to a wedding.
Getting married.
And they're getting married, and the nuns sing that same song about how she's such a fucking problem as she's walking down the aisle.
Problem like Maria. It's so funny.
They call her a clown at her wedding. That is crazy work.
That one fucking nun.
And then that's the end. Or is it?
So, context on that. What was it you?
No, it was not me. I thought it was one of your friends, because my issue with this was American Idiot.
Yeah, okay. One of our friends, I don't know whether it was like their parents were shielding them from the latter end of this movie, or they
what
just
I remember is that they had recorded this movie from like while it was on TV, essentially.
Like on TV.
And they just
this was
ran
the
out of
third
VHS
hour.
tape. They ran out of VHS tape, and it ended.
But anyway, they thought the
wedding.
movie ended with the wedding, and they were like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean when the Nazis invade?" Like, what a joyous thing to have Sound of Music end at the wedding.
End on the wedding.
They're like, yeah, Act 2 is 20 minutes long. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm like, because there's a whole Act 3.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not the end.
It is not the end. And the whole American Idiot thing, just so you're not confused, dear listeners. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Put me on blast. No, this is fine.
Here. Grace we discovered this when we were living together, I think.
Yeah.
Which was Grace didn't know, when American Idiot was on Broadway, it came out as a Throwback Thursday. It came out TBT. It came out as a 2-disc CD.
Yes, and I had a
because it was such a long
teacher
soundtrack.
Who every time I had a voice lesson, she gave me a new musical. Like, I brought a blank CD because I am that age, and she burned me a new musical,
The
and I
kids
would
will
listen
never
to it
know.
over that week, and then we would talk about it and see if there were any songs that would be fun for me to add to my repertoire, because she was freaking awesome. Shout out Jane. But she only burned me the second act of
the second CD
not
of American
even
Idiot.
Act
So
1.
Grace,
I only got Act 2 of
Act
American
2.
Idiot. It's so for the
so
longest
when Grace
time.
and I were talking about it and listening, and I was like, I referenced a song. She was like, "That's not in the show." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." Was it? Wait. Did we discover this on that drive to Pittsburgh?
Very
That
possibly.
8-hour drive.
It's very possible.
Because I had made us a giant playlist on Spotify, and you were like, "I've never heard this song before."
Never heard this version of this song before. This fucking slaps. Why didn't I know?
Because you missed a whole act. Anyway, let's get back to The Sound of Music.
So,
okay,
we're about to
the
bring
first
the
thing I
mood
wrote was
way down.
Way down. So in the past, we have jumped forward in time because currently, the captain and Maria are on their honeymoon. Yeah. Unclear how long they went for, but in the time that has passed, Austria has been officially annexed by Germany. The Nazis have happened.
Yes, so
Zeller, the bad guy from the party, has arrived in Salzburg and interrupts a rehearsal. The kids are rehearsing for that folk festival that's coming up. I don't know, is it at the house that he interrupts them? No,
he's
it's at the rehearsal hall.
It's at the theater where, like, the like amphitheater where they will be performing. It's like an outdoor sort of Colosseum-esque.
What in the brutalist architecture? It's the ugliest Colosseum amphitheater. But anyway, you're right. The kids are on stage with Max. They're rehearsing their song. Zeller rolls up and interrupts the rehearsal because he was like, "Hey, your house is not flying the Nazi flag.
Yes.
And you need to be.
We've amended that issue."
And Zeller wants to know when the captain will be returning from his honeymoon, and have you heard from him? And Max has a great line where he's like, "Sir, if you were on your honeymoon, would you be writing home to your children?"
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Exactly. And Zeller says that when he returns home, he will be expected to join the Third Reich as a position as a naval sea captain with their navy.
Like he has to go back into service.
Yes. So he leaves, and they are all about to head home. So they're leaving the rehearsal space. And who should they run into but Rolf? So Liesel runs over, and he is fully committed now to the Nazi service. And she's like, he asks, like, "I have a telegram for your father. Is he home? We know everything about everyone." And she's like, "Well, don't you want to come over to the house and deliver it later tonight?" And he's like, "I have more important things to do," and completely brushes her off, but hands her the telegram for her father, which is essentially the written requisition for him to join the military.
Yeah. And they all get home, and they find that Maria and the captain are there.
And we get
they
the
cut their honeymoon
perfect
short.
gifable moment of the captain ripping down the Nazi flag and tearing it in half.
And rips it in half. Ugh.
Never been hotter.
The kids spill the beans that they'll be performing at the festival tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
And the captain gets angry at Max for going along with the Anschluss.
Yes, so basically, the kids come home and they're excited to see their parents.
Oh, that's the annexation.
Yes.
That's the word for the
Anschluss or whatever it is, yeah.
Anschluss,
and they're excited to see their parents, and they're like, "Oh, it's so happy to see you. Welcome back. We're so excited that you're here. Tonight we're performing." And the captain's like, "Excuse the fuck out of me, what?" And And he sends the kids out back to the terrace where there's gifts for them, and like talks to Max, and they have a little bit of an argument about Max's not it's not quite indifference, but it is just like Max has always been like a everything be chill, ride along, but he's doing that now with this invasion.
Don't rock the boat.
And don't rock the boat, but he's doing that now with this circumstance, and the captain is furious, and like at one point I think turns to him and is like, you know, sometimes I don't think I know you. And it's just like a really stabbed moment. But while that is happening, Liesel and Maria are walking together arm in arm, and Liesel has a conversation with Maria about her heartbreak over what Rolf literally just did like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, like she asks for vague help with her boy problems. She does not explicitly say what happened. Yeah, like what if your friend had a boyfriend that said something really rude?
Yeah, if he doesn't like her anymore. And she reassures her that she's still young and that she'll find love again, and when it's right, it will feel wonderful. And and they just have like a really beautiful, intimate moment of, you know, of a girl essentially asking her mother figure for love advice, which she hasn't had before. What a joy.
Afterwards, Maria and the captain talk privately, and he tells her about the telegram, which is that he's been offered a position in the Navy in Berlin. He has to go right away.
Yeah.
And the quote is, refusing would be fatal, but joining them is unthinkable.
Yes.
And so they agree. They're like, okay.
We gotta go.
We have to leave Austria.
Tonight.
Yeah. We're going to skip the festival.
Yeah.
And we're going to just like leave in the middle of the night. So cut to that evening. They turn off all the lights in their house, they pack their bags, and they start to push their car down the road so that it doesn't make noise.
Right. Because they don't want the butler or the housekeeper to hear them leaving. They want them to have deniability. But the butler sees them leaving, and I feel like the butler snitched on him.
Really?
Yeah. And it's truly only because of one thing way earlier on, in which the butler asks Rolf about, like, do you have any news about what's happening with the general?
Yes, that's right.
And that's truly the only line, but it just kind of hinted at where his allegiances lie. And
what a lovely little secret play.
And then we see him looking at them leaving from a darkened window, and I'm like, this fucker snitched on him. The reason why they're outside waiting for them is because of this butler.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They immediately get caught by Zeller and his Nazi goons.
Yeah.
And with some quick thinking, the captain says, like, oh, our car wouldn't start.
Yes.
We're pushing it. And Zeller asks where they're going.
He asks, like, where they're going and, like, why they're dressed in travel clothes. And they're like, well, we're on our way to sing in the festival. These are our costumes. And he's like, well, you haven't asked, like, why we're here waiting for you. And the captain is like, I guess we both suffer from a lack of curiosity. And and so there's just like this back and forth of like both of them know what's going on, but no one can prove anything. And so the captain is like, well, thank you for starting my car. We're on our way to the festival. You guys can go about your day. I will meet up with you in the morning. And they're like, no, we don't want you to get lost in the crowds. We will make sure and escort you to the festival.
After which, Zeller's men will accompany the captain to Bremerhaven, which is where he has to report.
That night.
Zeller has orders to make sure the captain accepts his position.
Exactly.
So cut to the concert. At the concert, there are a lot of Nazis, like, on the periphery.
Yes.
But the main audience is
local
Austrians, like locals, like Salzburg residents. And we sing. I had a moment where I was like, man, what a dour environment to be singing about tea with bread and jam.
Yeah, they sing a version of Doe Deer, and which is like very layered in like a row your boat kind of thing, where people are singing over top of each other in rounds.
It's very impressive. Unfortunately, unfortunately, it's not. I can't appreciate it because of the environment,
because the SS officers that are surrounding the entire place.
Yeah, but the song ends, everybody claps, and then does Captain Von Trapp like spontaneous? Like, this wasn't planned. He like asks for a guitar.
Well, so I think that they've made a plan with Max for Max to help stall as long as possible so that they can escape, without them being caught. So like they have to like make some things happen. And so Max then turns to the audience and is just like, this is the last time that the family will be singing together for a long time. So they sing the song So Long Farewell, and then the kids are sent off. And so I think the kids are sent to wherever it is that they've like, I think they have like a car that's waiting for them, and to like go to the car, and then they sing that song, and then the captain sings as a final goodbye to Austria a version of Edelweiss, and it's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, and the audience joins in too, which is gorgeous, and it makes the Nazis
his voice. He like almost chokes up and cries, and Maria clocks it and steps in to sing with him to like bolster his voice. And the second she takes his hand, his voice comes back, and then the entire audience sings with them, and it really shakes the Nazi commanders that are in the front row of just like, oh, these people are singing about the love of their country. But Max, so they finish the song and they walk off stage, and Max is like, all of the totals have been tallied, so we're going to announce the winners from third to first place. And so he starts, and he's like taking his time, essentially giving them advance time to run. But we get the funniest woman. This woman is my goon. She is the first woman who gets the third place, because she comes on, she's like in full like the crown braid, and she's just like keeps bowing and then bows again and then bows again and then bows again, and she gets flowers and then she bows again. It's so funny. She goes for like 3 minutes, like, to the point where I'm like, is she in on this escape? Is she hamming it up? Like
No, that is one actor getting their big break and is like, I'm going to milk this shit.
And honestly, she did great. And then they get the second people in, they accept, and then they call, and first prize, the family Von Trapp.
The Von Trapp family, yes.
They do not enter.
And then the spotlight pans to where they should be, and they're not there. We'll call them again. They must have not heard.
Yeah.
We'll call them again. First place too, the family Von Trapp. The spotlight goes, and they're not there, and then I think it's Rolf. A Nazi, like, it's not.
Oh, is it not?
Or is it Rolf? I don't know. It
Someone
might be
runs
Rolf.
in.
It is a Nazi, runs out of a tunnel and goes, "They're gone!"
And then suddenly it's like, and so
suddenly it's heist music.
Yeah. And so they have run to the abbey to seek shelter. And to hide until they can escape. And so they arrive, and the abbess lets them in and hides them in a gated crypt area.
Yeah, it's like a cemetery crypt
massive
area.
Tombstones that they can hide behind, but it's like a locked gated thing, so that like they can hide behind that, and they give them the key so that they can get out. So they're all there searching. And
the Nazis arrive at the abbey,
and they're all searching
to look after them. And it is at this point, before the Nazis arrive, that the Reverend Mother tells them, hey, we just got word that the borders have been closed.
Yes.
You can't, they were going to drive. The only way to get out is over the mountains on foot. So that is the plan.
Yes.
But then the Nazis arrive before they can go over the mountains, so they hide in the crypt. All these Nazis arrive, they search all through. Liesel recognizes Rolf amongst the soldiers.
And gasps, and he hears it.
Yeah.
And so all of the rest of them leave, but Rolf stays and hides behind another tombstone. And as they unlock and like try to walk out, he catches them, and Liesel is like, please don't. And he's like pulled his gun, but is like shaking a little bit.
He's pulled his gun, yeah.
And the captain goes over.
Because he's a 17-year-old.
He's 17. And the captain goes over to him and is like, give me your gun, put it down. You're not one of them. You'll never be one of them. And this triggers Rolf, and he calls for the rest of them. And so they have to run.
He squeals.
And so I think they take the caretaker's car to get to the mountains, essentially, like as far as they can get.
Yeah, they get a car, but the Nazis go to chase after them.
Right.
And we hear their cars stalling.
Yeah.
And we pan inside, and I think it's the Mother Superior looking out the window, and 2 nuns come up behind her. I love this part where they're like, forgive us, Mother, for I have sinned. And I was like, well, what happened? What do you mean? And they each pull out, like, spark plugs.
Like carburetors.
Like they stole the spark plugs
of the engine.
from the car, and you just hear the cars starting over and over but not going.
Yeah.
So the Von Trapps escape in a car, and the next morning they've driven to the border with Switzerland.
As far as they can.
And they the car, and then they proceed to make their way on foot across the mountains to safety and freedom. And there's that last shot of all of them up on a ridge, and you can see the wind in the grass from the helicopter shot. And I'm like, wow, what would this have been like if we shot it now? Like, imagine the drone footage.
Yeah, for sure.
So a funny thing, and that's the end.
That's the end.
They make it to safety.
Love it.
I want to flag something really quickly, which is after that Nazi goes, "They're gone!" and we get the little bit of heist music.
Yeah.
I've never noticed it. It's Doe a deer in a minor key.
Oh! I didn't notice that. That's so cool.
It's so silly. It works. It's funny.
Oh man, I love this movie.
Oh my god.
I love musicals. This is a movie that reminds me how much I love musicals.
Yeah. Too long. But
too long. 30 minutes. I would have been really happy with 2 hours 30 minutes. But 3 hours was a lot.
We did not need the little goat herd song.
We didn't need half of the climb every mountain. We didn't need most of the town shots. There was several montages that could have been cut down.
I've never seen a stage production of this, but I wonder how long the stage production runs and the differences between them, and how, like, is the stage production also almost 3 hours long, or is it closer to like 2.5? What did they cut?
It's like 3 hours, and they cut songs.
Yeah. Grace, what did you think of this? What did you think of this movie now, 2 years later after we tried to do this podcast the first time?
I love this movie. It's one of my comfort movies. I will absolutely rewatch this movie. I try to watch it every few years or so just because it gives me so much joy. It reminds me why I love musical theater. It's like one of my primary ones that like I grew up with, that I had like on VHS tape. So yeah, I straight up, I love this version of this musical. I think it's beautiful, and I love Julie Andrews, and I'm so happy she's still around. May she live forever.
She turned 90 this year.
Know.
That's what it was. She turned 90 this year. Oh.
Bless.
Shall we do a little dramaturgy report?
Yeah.
Dramaturgy report. All right. This was directed by Robert Earl Wise, who is an American film director, producer, and editor. He won Oscars for Best Director and Best Picture for West Side Story and The Sound of Music. And he was nominated for Best Film Editing for Citizen Kane, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's, in the 60s alone, he directed 3 film adaptations of Broadway shows: West Side Story, Sound of Music, and then something called Two for the Seesaw.
Great, add it to the list.
The cinematographer for this was Ted McCord, who was an American cinematographer. He received 3 Academy Award nominations. The first 2 were for something called Johnny Belinda in 1949. 2 for the Seesaw again in 1962, which were interesting black and white cinematography, which we haven't had in a minute.
Yeah.
And then he won for The Sound of Music for color cinematography for this film.
Interesting. So this musical was the Von Trapp is a real family, though obviously their story is slightly different and it's been dramatized for effect. But there was a German film about them in 1956 and then a sequel in 1958. And the stage director, Vincent Donahue, was like, oh, this would be a perfect story for my friend, Mary Martin. So they ended up bringing it to Broadway. Now, originally they thought that it would be a non-musical play that would just feature songs from the actual family who were folk singers. but they decided to like, oh, maybe we'll add 1 or 2 original songs, maybe Rodgers and Hammerstein, and then they were just like, JK, we're gonna have an entire score written by them. So this was written by Rodgers and Hammerstein. So it ended up premiering at the Schubert Theater, where it played an 8-performance tryout in October and November of 1959, and then another tryout in Boston, and then it opened on Broadway on November 16th, 1959, and closed on June 15th, 1963, after 1,443 performances. So the screenplay was written by Ernest Paul Lehman, who was nominated for like 6 Academy Awards for his screenplays, but he reviewed the original script for the stage musical and ended up rearranging some of the sequence of the songs and turned it into a film where they could use the camera to emphasize the mood and open the story up to like really take advantage of how beautiful the locations in Salzburg were. For example, the Do Re Mi sequence, having it take place in a field and like through the town of Salzburg, was very much because they're like, hey, this place that we're filming is stunning, so let's take advantage of that. He also
use it.
Yeah. He also ended up eliminating 2 songs from the musical, which is How Can Love Survive and No Way to Stop It, which are sung by the Baroness and Uncle Max. So, for actors and casting, I am going to go into Julie Andrews, but I'm just going to give a little bit of like bigger details about like the casting of this movie, and then I'm going to go into a dive into Miss Andrews. So, sorry, Dame Andrews. Let me put respect on her name.
Dame.
Yes. So, the only choice for Maria was Julie Andrews. So, whenever they were first talking about who they wanted, they were talking about Julie Andrews. Her name was always at the top of the list, but other people were like Grace Kelly and Shirley Jones. Now, she was a bit reticent to start to do this because she had just finished Mary Poppins. She didn't want the 2 characters, she didn't want to get stuck into the role of like the sweet, kind, motherly, taking care of the children character. But she like shared her,
which understandable,
totally understandable. If those are your first 2 introductions to the non-Broadway public, 100%,
you're gonna get typecast.
But she talked about her concerns with the production team and like had discussions with them about like what their vision was and who this character was, and she ended up agreeing to be a part of it. They had a harder time with the captain. They were considering Bing Crosby, Yul Brynner, Sean Connery, could you imagine? And Richard Burton.
Yul Brynner? Wow.
Yeah, and Richard Burton too. But
it has to be Christopher Plummer.
It has to be.
Interesting.
But they had seen Christopher Plummer on Broadway and asked him to be a part of it, but he turned it down a bunch until Wise ended up going to London to meet with him and like had a conversation with him face to face about like, this is what this is the concept. And after the actor was like, are you guys open to me helping improve the depth of this character because he feels flat? Once they were like, yes, 100%, then he was like, okay, I'm on board. So which
is so interesting. I mean, just sorry to interrupt. He just famously hated this film.
Yes.
And hated the production of it.
Yes.
So it's interesting that he was so reticent to begin with.
Yeah, he referred to it as the sound of mucus. And had a really hard time with Julie Andrews because she was so positive and bubbly, because that was her character, and so I think she was just kind of living in that experience. He, quote, said it was like being hit over the head with a big Valentine's Day card every day. But he did apologize to her later, being like, I was an asshole and I do apologize. And they remained friends.
Oh, good.
Until he passed just recently, I think in the 2020s.
Yeah.
All right, so Julie Andrews.
Oh, let me get comfortable.
Jesus. All right. This is going to be like Chris Christopherson, where I'm just going to have to bop around because she has worked for her entire life. So,
the dream.
Yeah. Both of her parents were also stage performers. So beginning in 1945, when she was like 10, she performed spontaneously and unbilled with her parents. During her initial shows, she would stand on a beer crate and sing into a microphone and perform a solo or a duet with her stepfather while her mother played the piano. At the age of 12, she made her professional solo debut at the London Hippodrome, singing the aria Je suis Titania from Mignon. In November of 1948, when she was 13, she became the youngest solo performer ever to be seen in a royal variety performance. So she performed in front of King George and Queen Elizabeth. When she was 19, she made her Broadway debut as Polly Brown in the London musical The Boyfriend. So The Boyfriend became a huge hit. She got a lot of praise. She was called the standout of the show. In 1955, she signed to appear with Bing Crosby in the film High Tour. And it was her first screen project, which she described as daunting, which I can imagine your first movie being with Bing Crosby would be quite alarming. After her 1-year run with The Boyfriend, she was approached to audition for the role that was just being written, Eliza Doolittle, in My Fair Lady. In 1956, My Fair Lady opened on Broadway, and it was a huge success with both the audience and the critics, though she did have to tone down her Cockney accent, because she is British. She did have to tone down her Cockney accent so that American audiences could understand her, and then when she moved to the West End, she had to reverse that switch and, like, bump up the Cockney so that it made sense for British audiences, which I did think was quite silly.
That's funny.
After that, Richard Rodgers saw her in My Fair Lady and was like, "You are incredible," and so she was featured in the television musical Cinderella, which was written especially for her, and she was nominated for an Emmy Award for her role. In June 1962, she co-starred with Carol Burnett in Julie and Carol at Carnegie Hall, which was a CBS special. In 1960, she was cast as Queen Guinevere in Camelot along with Richard Burton and, of course, Robert Goulet. How can we forget? She called that work monumental due to the heavy-set costuming.
Bob Goulet out, Steve McQueen in!
In 1963, she began her work in the film Mary Poppins. Walt Disney had seen her performance in Camelot and offered her the role, and she initially declined because she was pregnant, and Disney said, "We'll wait." And they did. So she was brought to do that, and it was the biggest box office draw in Disney history. It was a triumph of an introduction to mainstream audiences. It was nominated for 13 Academy Awards. I'm not going to go too hard into Mary Poppins because we will be obviously doing Mary Poppins later. Now, she starred in 1965 in Sound of Music, which was the highest grossing film of its year. She ended up saying that her senses were suffused with Austria, saying that the music still and always lives in her soul. The film initially received mixed reviews, but has since reached massive critical acclaim. She worked with...
Yeah, I'll talk about it later.
Yes. She worked with Paul Newman and Alfred Hitchcock the following year. She played the titular character in Thoroughly Modern Millie in 1967. She got her own this is when I'm going to start clipping through things because she truly works so much. She had her own television variety series called The Julie Andrews Hour for 1 year. In 1982, she was in Victor Victoria, which we've already talked about. One of our favorites, the origin of our musical theater waiter. In 1991, she made her television dramatic debut in a made-for-TV film called Our Sons with Anne Margaret, and she was named a Disney legend in that year. However, in 1997 was when she had her botched vocal surgery. So if people don't know about this, she had some issues with her voice. It wasn't nodes.
She had nodes,
it was something like that. She says that it wasn't nodes, but it was within that thing. And she went to get some vocal surgery, and they ruined her voice. But the reason why we don't have the later years of Julie Andrews singing is because she had to go through years and years and years of vocal therapy to just get back to the raspy voice that we hear today. Despite that, she had a bunch of projects. The thing that a lot of people in our generation know her from, obviously, is The Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries, yeah!
Which was her first Disney film since Mary Poppins. So she was Queen Clarice Rinaldi. Love her. And in that...
I want to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, it's so good. That may be my Christmas Day movie watch. In that film, she sang on film for the first time since her surgery the song Your Crowning Glory, which was a duet with a Raven Simone.
I'm gonna cry.
I know. The film's music supervisor recalled that she nailed the song on the first take, and I looked around and I saw grips with tears in their eyes. So the whole cast was deeply moved by her singing again for the first time in 20 years. 10 years.
I'm crying.
Yeah. Anyway, she wrote a bunch of books. She wrote a lot of children's books as well throughout her life. She published Home, a memoir of my early years, which she characterized as part 1 of her autobiography. She also more recently is well known for being the narrator voice of Lady Whistledown in Bridgerton.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And she was honored by the American Film Institute with a Lifetime Achievement Award, where she reflected on her career. And just to go through her, she's got an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award, 3 Emmy Awards, 3 Grammy Awards, 7 Golden Globes Awards, as well as nominations for 3 Tonys. So she's 1 Tony away from her EGOT, which I think at this point most likely won't happen.
Give it to her.
Yes.
Just give it to her.
Just give it to her, yeah. She's had the Kennedy Center Honors in 2001, the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award in 2007, the AFI Life Achievement Award in 2022, and she was made a Dame by Queen Elizabeth II in the 2000 New Year's Honors. So, as we said earlier,
wow,
she is 90 years old this year, and God, I hope she lives forever, or at least until Princess Diaries 3.
Long may she reign.
Or Queen Clarice.
So diving into reviews, release, and reception, this is one of the most commercially successful films of all time.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it initially got bad reviews critically. Like from the big, like the intellectual papers and the really analytical things, like just destroyed them. The East Coast destroyed us is what they said. But local papers and trades gave us great reviews. The New York Times called it romantic nonsense and sentiment.
Good.
And it also reflected the critical response to the stage musical. Like, analytically, they were like, this is pish posh, but the audiences loved it. It was a popular success commercially in every country that it opened in, except for Austria and Germany. It was the first American movie to be completely dubbed in a foreign language for both dialogue and music.
Oh, that's interesting.
It had a 4.5-year-long theatrical release, which at the time was the longest initial run for a film in the US. I don't know if that is still true.
Wow.
And since 2002, it has aired on ABC on the last Sunday before Christmas. And it is also shown on what was Freeform. I don't know if it still exists, like around Easter and other holidays.
Yeah.
But that's my reviews, release, and reception.
Love
Do you want to
that.
talk about singing and dancing?
Singing, A+. I will say that Edelweiss, like I said, was written for this musical, but it was the last one that Oscar Hammerstein wrote before his death.
I did not know
That was
that.
his last song.
Wow, what a way to go out.
What a joyous song. I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, Julie Andrews, her voice is beyond compare. All of the kids were hired specifically because they could sing. So all of the kids sang their own stuff. They were not dubbed.
I think only the captain was
Only the
dubbed.
captain was dubbed.
In terms of dancing, the only like true dancing is when they're outside the party and like Maria dances with Kurt and then she and the captain
Liesl
dance
and
together.
Rolf as well.
Oh my god, duh, Liesl and Rolf.
Yeah, those are the
but
two.
Other than that, it's a lot of like kid dancing.
Yeah, it's not.
around.
It's like choreography. It's not. There is no dancing in the streets in this.
Gripes and giggles.
My gripe is that I would love for this to be 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That's a good gripe.
My giggles are the 2 Kurts. The God bless what's his name? Oh, Kurt. That's who I forgot. God bless Kurt. And then
God bless Kurt.
I wonder what grass tastes like. Like you ate 4 hours ago.
My gripe is La, a note to follow so is the laziest lyric, and I will not forgive Rodgers and Hammerstein for that. I refuse.
Yeah.
And my giggles, I think my giggles are specifically when Elsa, the Baroness, to both Maria and the captain are like, you're in love with this person, and they are like, what? I thought I was being so subtle. No, you were not subtle at all, my guy.
The shock on both their faces.
Yeah. And then moments of joy, I think it's every time I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like I had goosebumps multiple times recording this podcast, just thinking about the music.
Yeah. The Doa Deer, even though you hate that lyric, the movement through the streets of Salzburg.
Yeah. The bikes. The bikes.
And then the steps as
Even
well
though
really
I hate
get me.
that fucking lyric.
Yeah. And then for me, it's the dance in the gazebo. I love the dance in the gazebo. I think it's so beautiful.
Love a gazebo.
That'll be my homework. And fun facts, Marnie Nixon was well known as the ghost singer. We've heard her a lot. So she was the vocals for King and I, West Side Story, My Fair Lady. This movie was a rare on-screen performance by Marnie Nixon, who played Sister Sophia, one of the nuns. Now,
I was gonna say, was she a nun?
She was.
Yeah.
Now, Julie Andrews had appeared on Broadway in My Fair Lady, but was passed over for the movie, and the producers were a little bit nervous about how they would interact because Marnie Nixon then did her vocals for the movie. But when they first met, Julie Andrews exclaimed, "Marnie, I'm such a fan of yours," and everyone was deeply relieved.
I love that.
One of a rare moment of actually seeing Marnie Nixon, who we love and stan in this house.
So my fun fact is about the actors that played Louisa and Friedrich.
Yes.
So at the start of the film, Louisa was about 3 inches taller than the actor that played Friedrich, and he had to wear heel lifts to make him look taller. However, by the end of the shoot, he had grown 6 inches.
6 inches is so much.
So he ended up filming wearing no shoes, and the actress that played Louisa had to stand on a box to make herself look taller because they had already established that she was taller.
I think I remember reading something that like Louisa had a crush on Friedrich, and Friedrich had a crush on Liesel, and then Liesel had a crush on Christopher Plummer, and it was just like all moving up one. All right, my second fun fact is a little bit of history. So as a part of the research for the movie, Weiler met with the mayor of Salzburg because they obviously have shots during this movie of people in full stormtrooper wear with the flags hung in the square of Salzburg, and they were worried how the residents would manage that because truly it had been like 25 years since this has happened, so it is still very recent and living memory.
Fresh.
And the mayor assured him that the residents had managed to live through it the first time and they would survive it again. Other officials were much more like resistant to this idea, but whenever the filmmakers were like, that's totally fine, what we can do is we can actually use newsreel footage instead, they didn't want to do that because the footage was highly incriminating and it showed the people of Salzburg openly welcoming the Nazis, which the proposed scenes would not do. So a little bit of revisionist history there on the part of the Salzburg public, but just thought it was interesting.
So I'm going to talk really briefly about how the director, Robert Wise, this movie kind of fell into his lap.
Yes.
It literally fell into his lap because he wasn't the original director attached. The original director was attached was William Wyler. However, he wanted to make the movie more serious and make the Nazis more of the story, and 20th Century Fox didn't care for his approach, is the quote that I have. So Robert Wise had been working on a different movie, but negotiations kept breaking down, so he was like looking around for another project, and then William Wise dropped out of this. So this literally landed in, did I say William Wise? William Wyler dropped out of the project, so this literally fell into Robert Wise's lap.
Yes. So interesting.
I just love that 20th Century Fox didn't care for his approach.
Care for that. Okay, my final fun fact, which is actually quite silly. So when Maria comes back to the abbey, and like has that final meeting with the abbess before, like right as like the scene before like Climb Every Mountain is sung, there is a girl there who is basically like coming in to be a nun, but she's still in like her street clothes, and and so they're like, oh, take this postulant out to like give her her new outfit and her new and everything and get her all set up. And she's wearing like this green dress. When Maria comes back the next scene to the Von Trapp family house, she's wearing that green dress.
So wait, that was a nun that was
a
girl
girl that came in to become a nun, gave away all of her clothes, and Maria said, "Yoink!"
I love that. I love that
Truly
so much.
The funnest fact.
Well, if you're still with us, thanks so much for hanging out. This is 5678, the Movie Musical Podcast. We love doing this. We love that we love that a few people on the internet listen to this.
Yeah.
And
share us with your friends.
If you're still with us, take care of yourselves and others. Yeah. Give us a follow on the platforms. Yeah. We love you all so much. I have been Anna.
I'm still Grace.
Take care of yourselves and others. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.